Chargers officially announced former Miami Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel as their new offensive coordinator. Interesting note about Seattle Seahawks quarterback Sam Darnold. Darnold will be the first former USC quarterback to start in a Super Bowl. Darnold was the number 3 pick in the 2018 draft by the New York Jets. 3 other quarterbacks taken in the first round in 2018 have yet to make it to the Super Bowl. Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, and 2-time MVP Lamar Jackson. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, KBLA delegation, you know what's better than laughing? Laughing while celebrating the legends who made us laugh in the first place. KBLA Talk 1580 is proud to present our annual Black History Month luncheon. And this year, we're honoring comedy greats, trailblazers who broke barriers and funny bones at the same time.
You had to grow up early when we was growing up because your parents would send you to the store to buy. You was too young to buy. I want you to go to the store, get me a fifth of gin and a pack of cigarettes. Mama, I'm 2. They ain't gonna let me have that. Here, take this note. You be a little boy walking down the street with liquor and cigarettes. And your neighbors be going, that's a good little boy right there.
We need a little levity right about now. So we're rolling out the red carpet for comedy royalty. D.L. Hughley, Melanie Camacho, Earthquake, Lunel, Dion Cole, Martin Lawrence, and a surprise guest appearance. It's going up Thursday, February 26th in downtown LA at the Grammy Museum. An unforgettable afternoon of stories, celebration, and yes, plenty of laughs. Because let's be real, these legends don't just tell jokes. They have changed the game, opened doors, and made history while making us smile.
You gotta go to child support court. You gotta get there real early in the morning. You see brothers going into court. You see them come out 3 hours later. I can't pay this. Let me talk to you, baby. Please, let me talk to the witness, Your Honor. Let me talk to the witness. Brother be working for 3 weeks, get his check is $43.
This year, for the first time ever, we have set aside a limited number of individual tickets for the luncheon. They are going to go fast, and when they're gone, they're gone. So, if you want a single ticket, or if your company or organization wants to sponsor a table, move swiftly and get to KBLA1580.com right now. All these comedy giants in one room, on one stage, at the same time? Stop it! This event is going to sell out quicker than right now, and sooner than at once. KBLA Talk 1580's annual Black History Month luncheon, Thursday, February 26th at the Grammy Museum. It's gonna be legendary, just like them.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
You got to laugh the pain away.
Find your dreams come true. And I wonder if you know what it means, what it means. And I wonder if you know what it means, what it means. And I wonder if you know what it means to find your dreams. And I wonder.
I've been waiting on this my whole life.
And I wonder.
These dreams be waking me up at night.
And I wonder.
You say I think I'm never wrong.
And I wonder.
You know what? Maybe you're right.
And I wonder.
KBLA Talk 1580. Well, yay for your timeline. I did want to talk about this with you, specifically Miles Low, but also our KBLA delegation. You can weigh in on YouTube at KBLA1580.com. It's youtube.com, KBLA1580 on YouTube. So Ye made an apology, which was actually a full-page ad in the Wall Street Journal, apologizing for his behavior, for a lot of anti-Semitic posts, which were pretty stark, selling swastika shirts, but also he referenced his abandonment of the black community as, all lives matter phase, and and all the stuff he's done. He says that he partly blames an accident that he had, a car accident where he had an injury that exacerbated his untreated bipolar disorder. Stopped taking his medication and had mania. Now, he says these aren't excuses, but he's trying to help people understand what happened. That he had a brain injury from a car crash back in 2002. He's talked about it, here and there. And that might have made the bipolar disorder worse or set it off, because one of the things with that kind of mental illness, you can have it, you can get it genetically, and then sometimes people, it gets worse as they get older or if there's some kind of trauma. So that's what he was saying. And I, first of all, called out the mainstream press because they only focus on the anti-Semitism, which is clearly the only part they care about. Not saying that is not problematic. Clearly it is. But they also don't seem to care about the anti-blackness part of it. And the ADL made a statement yesterday saying that his apology to Jewish people was long overdue, but did not undo his extensive history of anti-Semitism, which is okay. They're the spokespeople that many people turn to about matters of Jewishness, but they are wildly inconsistent in who they forgive and what they consider more problematic and less problematic. Had to be forced to criticize Elon Musk for doing a Heil Hitler salute. But I digress. Miles, you and I went and saw a documentary about Ye.
Yes, we did.
And in that documentary,
it was a lot.
It was a lot, but we did see some of the manic behavior that he describes in that letter.
Yeah, for a long time too. For a very long time, we saw it build up over years, for sure. Yeah.
To be clear, there's two different documentaries about Ye. One is the one he did,
right,
which is on Netflix, which I really enjoyed that one. It was, so prescient that he was smart enough to start recording himself before he was even famous.
Yep.
The one I'm talking about is the second one I saw called In Whose Name. It came out last year with some guy who was paid by Ye to follow him around, and then somehow got the footage and did. And Nico Ballesteros is his name. He was supposed to come on this show, but he was a no-show. But anyway, In Whose Name is the documentary, and I think one of the things we talked about afterwards is this question of whether Ye is just simply a master of manipulating the press, or if it is mental illness, or if it's some combination of the two.
Right. So, in my opinion, I wouldn't be surprised if Ye got an album coming soon.
He does.
Or a T-shirt dropping.
I think they said
shoes.
Friday a song drops.
Got you. Okay. So now it kind of makes sense when you put on the timeline frame of everything. So, in my opinion of it, it's vulnerable, sure. I don't know if we're going to sit up here and accept the apology like that, though. Yeah, I wouldn't, at least. I wasn't looking for an apology from you. I'm looking for atonement. I'm looking for you to make up for some of the harm that you've done and some of the wrong, some of the controversy that you have caused, knowingly or unknowingly, of the injury that happened to you before. So, I don't know. Not New York Times, Wall Street Journal. I don't know if that's the way to atone to black people and Jewish people, but, teach his own. Yeah, so go ahead and do your thing over there. But I don't necessarily think, that apology needs to be accepted on my end.
I mean, Wall Street Journal is about as mainstream as you can get.
Exactly.
It's very conservative. And so clearly he was aiming at the business community with us, I guess. He did, and he did an interview in Vanity Fair.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know why he needs to get. That's also not black oriented, but also I don't know why he needs to take out an ad. He can just call somebody and go on any show he wants. He's still Ye.
Right, and the same way you quick to hop on the Joe Rogans and the Nick Fuentes podcast and stuff like that. Like, why don't you come over here and actually sit down and talk to some of us to get that get that whooping that you're gonna get, Kanye. I think he's gonna avoid that at all costs.
Come talk to me,
Come talk to Dominique. Pull
or
up.
because
I'm
an actual Kanye West fan. Or go talk to Melina and them on Black Lives Matter grassroots. This is only a drill.
Yeah.
That would be dope. After wearing All Lives Matter.
Right, but I don't expect that to happen anytime soon. So
no,
I mean, yeah. So it doesn't necessarily come as genuine to me. I don't accept it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't accept it. I'm cool without it, Kanye. I'm not checking for your next album. I'm not gonna buy the clothes. I'm not tapping in with Northwest music. I'm good, Kanye. We solid.
Oh, you put the sins of the father on the daughter, huh? You're not even gonna be down with North.
She doesn't make good music.
Okay, well, that's different.
She got good DNA music.
That's a different question, But she's what, 12 or something, 13.
Right. Yeah.
She could get there. But anyway, there's also, and to your point, Miles, there's an article in an interview in Vice.
Okay.
Where he's talking about his new album.
Right.
And he claims that his new album, which is called Bully, is his version of the miseducation of Lauryn Hill. That's what he's saying.
Okay.
Teeing it up. I think that a single drops Friday. I think that's what I read.
Yeah, what I have learned about Mr. West is, Mr. West, wake up, Mr. West, if you hear me, Mr. West, wake up, Mr. West. He is not slow to pimp out his own trauma. And pimp out the past and pimp out other stories. Remember that?
I mean, isn't that what artists do? I mean, a lot of artists.
Yeah, but did you hear the Cousin song?
I don't remember it. Is it from the last one?
I'm not sure where it was, but it was one he was talking about his cousins and, when he grew up when being touched by his cousin and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like, what happened to, I'll play old Kanye, what happened to family business where it's like, if you ain't did whatever, we family, we gonna solve it on the inside. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You quick to pimp out your stuff. You quick to pimp out your wife. You quick to pimp out your own trauma. So
we don't know what their agreement is. Maybe that's their kink.
Yeah. Right.
You walk around naked and that is what makes
right. And you
our
also
garden
said,
grow.
Well, what about in the take in your Wall Street Journal post where you're talking about therapy, meditation, and clean living? Is that therapy, meditation, and clean living having ass out from your wife all over the world? I don't know. Maybe Kanye's on some different stuff.
I
than I've
mean,
heard of,
naked wife cool. is, it's not my kink, but then again, is it really shameful to walk around naked? That depends on your own morals and your aesthetic. But I understand what you're saying. I do think that artists have a right to process their trauma or whatever they want in whatever way they want, whenever they want, and that we go through different phases. Like one phase you might be on your family business, and the next phase you might be on, I'm going to rip my heart out and put it on the table. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. Well, shout out to Kanye for, bearing his...
Yeah, but you don't accept the apology.
I don't accept it. Like, that's cool, but, like, if I didn't hear about the timeline, I wouldn't even understand you made some sort of an apology, Kanye. So I'm cool on it, personally.
So what would it take for him to get in your good graces?
Man, some atonement. That's the word.
Yeah.
Some atonement, man. Do something. Show me something. Put your money where your mouth is.
I think
some black creatives in position, like you champion some of these other white creatives and white brands, and you know what I mean.
But Ye has put black people on.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Lupe Fiasco. That's a long time ago, but he's put black people on.
Yeah, and Common. Like he that's what I'm saying. I'm not knocking the past. I'm talking about atonement for the trash that you have done. You have done great stuff, Con. That's why we love you to begin with. That's why you were genius. That's why you have Grammys and nothing but love. But you can't live on that forever, man. And it's a new day now.
Yeah.
What you done since COVID? What you done since?
Well, yeah. But to your point about atonement, the atonement that I would like to see. Yes, apologize to Jewish people, apologize to, black people, but you could also invest in black people too, you know, especially right now when a lot of nonprofits are under attack. They're seeing their funding cut by this administration.
Mm-hmm.
How about it?
A check, yeah.
Yeah, how about $1 million for the daughters of Keith Porter Jr.?
Right, or 20
so they
since
can
you got
live
money.
their life. Yeah, right. That's one great suggestion, since their father was murdered by an ICE agent and they're black people. And you hit so many issues all at once.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just, $1 million, 20 million, whatever, you're back to being a billionaire, right? So whatever it takes. I would like to see that. I think that is true of just about any apology from a very, very rich person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you've got billions or millions, don't just say sorry. Put your money where your apology is and do some repair along with the rhetoric.
Right. And I do think that Kanye is fully and well aware that his, I guess brand, that's a little overused of a word, but I'll use it probably a little more human term. His reputation is trash with us, with a lot of people. And, once the well starts drying up, we see it everywhere that, it may not be an easy transition for everybody to make these type of changes and see that their star power is kind of dying and drying up.
I think
the party's dying as a whole.
Yeah, I think star power in general is drying out. I think a lot of us are sick of celebrities, and I believe this is just the beginning because the conspicuous consumption of Kardashians lands a lot different when you can't buy a dozen eggs for your babies.
Hey man, it's a reckoning of the whole industry in more ways than one.
The system, not just the industry, but the system. And when the system is just seen as a front for the predatory capitalism that is making people literally starve and freeze this winter, it becomes a lot less cute. Mm-hmm. Jeff M4131 says, bring back the colorful Kanye. 800-920-1580 if you want to weigh in. Miles and I we're just talking about things, and there are so many things to talk about. I do want to delve a little bit into this TikTok thing. I'm trying to see whether or not I need to delete the app. I like the app, at least I used to. Anyway, I'd love to hear from you. KBLA Talk 1580.
The station you turn to when you've had it up to here with cultural incompetence. KBLA Talk 1580.
Let's do this. On the evening of Monday, January 26th, something special happened. Hundreds of people joined me for a live preview session on the anatomy of a great conversation, and we went deep, for starters, on the notion of curiosity. I mean real curiosity. The kind that transforms how you connect with anyone, anywhere. We explored why most conversations fall flat, and I revealed 3 of the top 5 killers of curiosity that sabotage even the best communicators. But here's the thing, we only scratched the surface. The full 4-week journey begins Monday, February 16th with the founding members cohort. This course is for podcasters, leaders, entrepreneurs, anyone who knows that your next great opportunity can begin or end with the quality of a conversation. Space in this founding cohort is limited, so go to TavishTalks.com right now. That's TavishTalks.com. Click register or scan the QR code. Don't let this conversation happen without you.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-550-9651.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-550-9651. That's 800-550-9651.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
They call it progress, but progress has a price. Land once held in black hands, taken, stolen, erased. Acres paved into highways, fields burned. Homes replaced by parking lots and broken promises. Every deed lost was a dream deferred. We talk about millionaires, but what about the millionaires that never were? The farmers whose soil was seized, the families who watched their inheritance disappear, the wealth that never had a chance to grow because its roots were ripped from the ground. They took the land, but never the legacy, because the soil remembers, and so do we. Every story matters,
Our mission is to collect, preserve, and amplify these stories. If this is part of your family's history, visit blacklandlost.org/share your story and help bring us closer to justice.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DePrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Okay, so TikTok is in transition. I won't really say crisis, but it's kind of a crisis because apparently the download or the deletions, I should say, of the app are up 150%. People are complaining that you can't say the word Epstein or write the word Epstein on there, that you can't post any anti-Trump content, which has sparked Gavin Newsom to launch an investigation, which is hilarious because he's probably one of the main purveyors of anti-Trump content on TikTok. And I'm not surprised. I've been warning you guys that once Larry Ellison et al. Take over, which has now happened, we would see problems. There's also people having trouble logging in and all kinds of technical glitches too. But what I'm most concerned about is the censorship and the manipulation of the algorithm. And so, I just got on TikTok, as you know, and I like it, but I'm wondering if I should delete it. What do you think, Miles? Are you going to delete your TikTok?
I mean, look, personally, I haven't been a big TikTok user like that. It's kind of more my more passive social medias. I'm all for deleting it. Shoot, if it's not serving you, y'all, you don't have to be on everybody's platform doing everything. And plus, at the end of the day, you feeding the beast with your stuff anyway. So, yeah, if you have any type of disagreement with it, get off of it. Delete that account. You don't need it.
They're claiming that it's the data center that's causing the problem. And not the censorship. I don't know, now the Washington Post is reporting that TikTok users are saying that they couldn't post about Minnesota. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't surprise me. Like, I was kind of expecting that. But, again, I said I like the app. I'm having fun on the app. But I don't know if it's going to be the same tomorrow or today. You know what I mean? As the place where I was having fun. Meanwhile, there's a trial in L.A., where we are, starting this week against Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, saying that they deliberately addict children to their content and cause them harm. Jury selection starts this week, and it's the first time that these companies are going to have to defend themselves against this kind of a charge in court. They have to, they've wiggled out of most of these kinds of responsibilities. The Trump administration has gone very easy on them, as they've given millions to him personally for his inaugural ball, which no one monitors that money, so it's probably in his inaugural pocket. So this could change. This could be a game changer if this trial results in a verdict against these tech giants. It could change the way we do social media.
How so do you think?
Well, let's say, look at TV. Mm-hmm. Right now, TV and radio, as you know, because you're on radio, are monitored. We can't just sit up here and cuss. We have the FCC to answer to. Internet doesn't. Maybe they'll start having some kind of governing body like the FCC. Maybe they'll be like motion pictures where they have to put disclaimers or where they have to take more responsibility for how they're impacting kids. One of the things I know about YouTube is that there's a very little monitoring of pedophilia and sexual predatory content, right? So, I mean, who knows? Police departments have been under consent decrees that monitor the way that they're dealing with the public. Why not Meta? Why not TikTok?
Right. I mean, so if you're saying that we should have that type of stuff, maybe I would go with you, but I don't think they're going to implement it, even if there is some sort of an agreement that we should, because that gets into the way of their entire, I guess, business model, you would say.
Right. Well, okay. But the thing about it is, this is a jury. This isn't the Trump administration that makes the decision. So you're right. A jury could make a judgment against these companies, and it's likely that the Trump administration will try to get them off the hook and make sure they don't have to really comply. But it still could be a game changer because, one, Trump is not going to be president forever, quiet as it's kept. And two, if you look at the way that social media is regulated in Europe, right, in other countries, where they're taking a stronger and firmer hand on the way kids interact with it, it could be the beginning of a change.
I think the real change should be, let's start getting our own social media platforms, our own algorithms. I think at that point we're still putting the kids in the clutches of the beast, pretty much.
Yeah, well, okay, but see, this is where I can tell you don't have kids yet.
I don't.
But you can think back to your own teenage days, not that far away, and you gonna do it anyway.
Right.
I can't stop you. I think parents are delusional. Unless you're Amish and you make sure your kid never leaves the farm and has no internet, they are going to get online.
Right, but I mean, we didn't have any alternatives, though. We don't have any alternatives besides the ones that they're giving us right now.
Oh, fan base, I guess.
Yeah, fan base. I mean, that's one, but I mean, that's Isaac Hayes. That's one of the platforms that are available. But there's a bunch of other ones that we are ignoring, that we don't give any love or credence to because it's marketed to us that these are the hot ones and these are the ones. These are status symbols.
I mean, it's not just marketed. It's also the fact that there are more people on Instagram than there are on Fanbase. It's not always going to be that way, and the only way it changes if we participate in Fanbase and spill, in alternative platforms. But the fact is, that's where our customers are. Our customers are on TikTok and Instagram.
And that's the thing, too. We start talking about why they're advertising it and they're funding it and they're making it a marketplace, too. So it's a place where people not just only are just passing their time by with social media scrolling. They're also part of their business model is using these Instagrams and these TikToks to build their fan base and, convert that into stuff they can monetize. So, I mean, it's a whole infrastructure of it that it's not just for the kids. It's a whole creator economy, too. And I think that, like I said, once we can fund our own, I think that takes the pressure off of us having to wait and depend on a jury and wait and depend on the people who already set up the algorithms that are against us anyway to fix the problem. I'm not expecting them to fix the problem.
It's not. Yeah, I don't think they're going to fix the algorithm. I think they're going to hopefully start to fix the way it interfaces with kids. This 19-year-old who's identified as KGM says that she got addicted to social media from an early age, and it made her depressed. It made her suicidal, and that it was done deliberately by design of those companies. And I do believe that they design these algorithms and these platforms to addict and psychologically manipulate young people.
Yep, keep your eyes glued to the screen. That's all it's about.
Yeah, and keep your self-esteem low.
No reflection, no direction, no none of that.
News, traffic, and sports, and I'd love to hear from you at 800-920-1580. It's KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. FBI Director Kash Patel appeared to defend immigration agents involved in the fatal shooting of ICU nurse Alex Preddy.
You do not get to attack law enforcement officials in this country without any repercussions. You do not get to do that in Minnesota, LA, or anywhere else.
Speaking on Fox News, Patel said he trusts trained agents to use deadly force only when absolutely necessary. A Black Maryland hairstylist has been sentenced to 5.5 years suspended after dragging a client by her hair in a viral video. 19-year-old Jayla Cunningham pled guilty and will serve probation and receive mental health treatment. And Monday marked 6 years since the helicopter crash that killed Kobe Bryant, his 13-year-old daughter Gianna, and 7 others between the ages of 13 and 56. There were no survivors. The chopper went down in heavy fog in Calabasas. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Think It Up is an initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join at thinkitup.org.
Is this the This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
I'm a bad man.
Luka Doncic had a fun time in Chicago last night. 46 points, 12 assists, and 7 rebounds in the Lakers' 129-118 win over the Bulls. LeBron scored 20 of his 24 points in the first half. The Lakers are 3-1 on their 8-game road trip. The Clippers are back in action tonight at Utah. It's a national TV game on NBC, 7 p.m. tip-off. The Clippers have the NBA's best record in January at 10-3. The Chargers officially announced former Miami Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel as their new offensive coordinator. Interesting note about Seattle Seahawks quarterback Sam Darnold. Darnold will be the first former USC quarterback to start in the Super Bowl. Darnold was the number 3 pick in the 2018 draft by the New York Jets. 3 other quarterbacks taken in the first round in 2018 have yet to make it to the Super Bowl. Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, and 2-time MVP Lamar Jackson. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Thanks for starting your morning off with a voice that speaks truth to power and the powerless, getting to the heart of what matters most in our community. This is where authentic conversation meets real action. From breaking news and politics to culture and community solutions, this is where you hear perspectives you won't hear anywhere else. This is where we come together, get informed, and make change happen. You're inside First Things First with Dominique DePrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Good morning, sunshine. You make my day.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with the world. African Focus Incorporated is a community-based organization whose mission is to bring Africans and African Americans together, lead charitable initiatives on the motherland, and educate people from all walks of life on the beauty, legacy, and opportunity of Africa's 54 nations. And it's that time once again when African Focus is teaming up with KBLA Talk 1580 for our 8th annual African Focus Trailblazers Tour. Travel with us in 2026 when we're headed to the southern African nations of Zambia and Botswana for a historical, cultural, and vacation tour led by me, Dominique DePrima, Cultural Ambassador for African Focus Incorporated. Enjoy luxurious accommodations, conscious fellow travelers, shopping, adventures, cultural tours, wildlife safaris, and a giant waterfall, one of the world's 7 wonders, along with a chance to be of service at an orphanage on the continent. Become an AFI trailblazer by exploring the motherland with a nonprofit organization that has members in Africa and America to help roll out the red carpet for you, and together we'll make a difference and have fun doing it. For more information, visit africanfocus.org or call 310-676-7300. That's 310-676-7300 or africanfocus.org. Whether it's stateside or exploring the diaspora, we're with you every step of the way. African Focus and KBLA Talk 1580. Come go with us.
Heard any other talk radio lately that sounds anything like this? We didn't think so. You're listening to Unapologetically Progressive KBLA Talk 1580.
You are, and we're glad you're here. This lawsuit against all of these big tech guys is, I guess, one of many. There's one starting in Oakland in June, where the school districts are pursuing a similar kind of tact, saying that the tech companies target kids and they harm them purposely, addict them purposely. And then there are 40 different state attorneys general who have filed a lawsuit against Meta, claiming that it's hurting young people and contributing to the massive mental health crisis that we have in our country right now, the rise of suicide, etc. And then there are lawsuits from more than a dozen different states that are like that, also being filed against TikTok. So this is going to be a theme for 2026. And I think I was looking at ABC News. They made the comparison with big tobacco because big tobacco, they used to be on TV, they were on billboards, they were everywhere. And because of lawsuits that were filed against them, they had huge restrictions about where and how they can advertise, the way that they do or don't harm kids. They had to pay a lot of money into funds that help educate taxpayers and customers about the ways that tobacco harms you. And so if these lawsuits are successful, we could see big tech having the kind of responsibility that big tobacco has. I don't know. You might be right, Miles. It might be a long shot, but that is the goal.
Right. I'm with you. I do agree that should be the goal. I just don't have any faith in them. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't have any faith in the companies that put the algorithms together with the intent. Still gonna keep the algorithms to attack the adults and the family and everything, and the other creators and consciousness and wokeness, as they call it. Whatever, everything's else under attack, but we're gonna stop it for the kids because of the regulation. All right, bet. All right, for sure. I don't believe in that.
Well, no, I don't think they're gonna stop it for the kids in that way either. But I do think
they'll find a way around it, I think.
Yeah,
the same way you said the kids will find a way to get on the algorithm, they're going to find a way to get to your kids.
that is true. But if you look at tobacco, smoking is way down from when it was on every commercial, in every TV show, on every billboard. Smoking is down. And so lives are saved. Do some people still start smoking as teenagers? Yes. But it's not like it was. And not only that, big tobacco has had to fund a lot of programs in communities that are most harmed by their targeting, because usually when harmful things are targeted, they're going to be hyper targeted on Black and Latino kids because they have fewer wealthy parents to come and sue or protest against that, protest in boardrooms, which is what really keeps those communities protected. So, I mean, I'm not saying it's a fix-all, but I do think it could be significant.
Right, and I think too that's something that we're missing too. Like I'm thinking about like things like the PayPal mafia and how they would fund their ideas and fund their leaders who kind of would go ahead and push their agenda. Like I think if we have some people maybe funding the anti algorithm law or regulation against these big corporations, maybe we may get a little bit of traction. But until we start getting some funding too, it sounds like a great idea. But
right now they're lawsuits.
Right.
So what comes from there is dependent on who enforces it. But also in Oakland, that's the school district. So they have some money behind that.
Okay.
I mean, not big money.
Not at Ellison money.
Not Ellison money,
Right.
but they got some money. And, it's David and Goliath, but David ain't that small.
Okay.
All I'm saying.
All right.
I'm thinking about the factory worker who called the president a pedophile protector, and he was retaliated against by getting the middle finger by a U.S. president, which may be historic. I'm not sure. But I was thinking about the Melania documentary, right, which is out now, and you see she's got billboards, she's got bus stop, ads and stuff. They're everywhere. And I think it's really significant that the director of this film was canceled from Hollywood around Me Too allegations. That basically he is a sexual predator. His name is Brett Ratner. He was really, really a huge filmmaker. He did a lot of money-making films. He's one of the guys, did action pictures and had a track record of making tons of money. Yeah. But then, he got hit with Me Too, and he was canceled. He stopped working in Hollywood, and it's interesting to me too because before he got that Me Too allegation, Brett Ratner had a reputation in Hollywood as being hard to work with, hard on people, mean, abusive, a mean boss, right? So that's why I think when the Me Too thing came down, he was pretty much wiped out in Hollywood because people already thought of him as being problematic.
Yeah.
He did X-Men: The Last Stand. He did the Rush Hour movies, big movies. So now he's back. He's back with Melania, and I think it's so interesting that the Trump administration has so many sexual predators in their administration, and no one cares. This doesn't even seem to affect him. They've brought this guy back. A documentary with a $40 million budget is unheard of. That's a bribe to the First Lady. This guy's, not known for documentaries, but they found a way to get her a top-level director and slide this guy back in. And now he's directing Rush Hour 4 because the president pressured the studio to do it. Guess who he pressured?
Who did he pressure?
Larry Ellison.
Larry Ellison.
They bought Paramount now.
Owner of the Warriors.
Owner of the Rush Hour franchise. So now there will be a Rush Hour 4, and Mr. Ratner will shed his sexual assault jacket and be right back in the director's chair.
Right. It's a crazy game they playing, y'all. It's a crazy game they playing. So, like I said, stay alert. Stay alert. Watch keep track of who these people are. You know what I mean? Keep some garlic on you just in case you got to, you know what I mean? Stick them one time when they come around you. So
garlic.
Yeah, we watching them, man. Like I said, Ryan Coogler, I guess he wasn't available. We couldn't have got him to do.
No, they couldn't get him for Melania.
Damn it, darn it.
Couldn't get a woman director. That wouldn't have made sense.
Of course not. No, we gotta go back to the scum of the earth.
But there's so many of these predators that we forget. Like, I was reading up on this and I forgot that RFK was accused of sexually assaulting the family babysitter. And he's now the Secretary of Health and Human Services. I mean, the Secretary of Education, apparently her and her husband were part of a lawsuit where they failed to stop an employee from sexually abusing children for 20 years when they were running World Wrestling.
Yeah, they're going to take the air out of everything they think is going to corner them. I think their time is up. I don't think it's going to last too much longer, but they're trying their hardest to suffocate everything.
To me, it's stunning. In the past, any one of these allegations would have taken down a whole administration. E. Jean Carroll, she won her lawsuit. So that means the president is a convicted sexual assaulter. I would say alleged rapist, but I don't want to have the Stephanopoulos treatment and have the Trump administration try to get millions out of Tavis.
Right.
Alleged rapist, sexual assaulter, because in the state of New York, you have to have actual penetration by your actual member for it to be considered a rape. But in what he was convicted of in many other states would be considered rape.
Yeah, that's crazy. They're doing all that, and we got to talk in code so we don't get demonetized on things like YouTube now.
Right.
So.
Yeah, exactly.
Graping. That's what we're saying, Dominique. Graping.
Yeah, that's right. People don't say rape because it'll get taken down.
Right.
Yeah, but you can be a Nazi all day. That's fine. They won't take that down.
No.
So the values are clear. And I believe the American people are waking up. I mean, some have already been woke, but I believe more are waking up. And hopefully this year's elections will be a romp and stomp that will not be ruined by the broligarch tech bros cheating.
Are they working?
Yeah, well. The fix is in, but will it work? I don't know. I still think we, the people, prevail. Call me an optimist, but I do. It's not too late to call me, 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. Dominique DePrima, that's Miles Low over there, and you're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
LADWP customers get rebates up to $4,000 when you buy a used electric or hybrid vehicle. Installing an EV charger at your home? Get a rebate for that too, up to $1,500. Visit ladwp.com/EV today and start saving. That's ladwp.com/EV. USC Visions and Voices invites you to the LA premiere of Major, an exciting new dance theater performance exploring the legacy of Majorette dance. Directed by award-winning choreographer Ogemdi Ude, Major combines music and movement to explore what it means to be proudly Black and proudly femme. Join us on Wednesday, February 4th at USC's Bovard Auditorium. Reserve your free ticket now at visionsandvoices.usc.edu. That's visionsandvoices.usc.edu.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Los Angeles Regional Food Bank is on a mission to fight hunger and provide nutritious food to those in need across our community. They partner with federal, state, and local programs advocating for better policies and funding for critical hunger relief programs like Cal Fresh, the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and the Child and Adult Care Food Program. The food bank works with coalitions and local representatives to make sure hunger is addressed in every district of LA County. They also run nutrition education campaigns, raise hunger awareness, and source nutritious food for distribution, all while supporting regulations that allow food pantries to operate safely. Want to help? Visit lafoodbank.org or call 323-234-3030 to volunteer or find a food bank near you. Together, we can ensure that no one goes hungry in Los Angeles County. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DePrima on First Things First.
Okay, Miles, I was reading the Ye article in Vanity Fair, and he says this is not about him reviving his commercial viability. This was weighing heavy on his heart. He wants to be about love and positivity, and he just felt bad, and he especially felt bad about, what he did in the Jewish and black community. So, I mean, whether you accept it or not, he's pushing back on that particular talking point.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Jay, for clarifying. We didn't ask for any clarification, but thank you for clarifying your apology.
And we'll see if he really drops on Friday, because, we could be waiting for that.
Right. Too, I just clicked in me. The Grammys are this weekend.
Yeah.
Pusha T and Pharrell, his arch nemesis, are about to win this Grammy, y'all. Ye gotta jump into the headlines. Of course, Ye enters the chat right on time, ladies and gentlemen.
So you think he's trying to overshadow them?
I think that.
Wouldn't have that been better after the Grammys then?
No, you have to, because after the Grammys, all we're gonna be talking about is the music that won the Grammys again.
I got you.
Don't let Kendrick win instead of them, and then you can't get into the ethos at all. It's over then.
Yeah, I mean, I
turn the TV off.
You're right. I'm not good at the art of hype, obviously, or I'd be a lot more rich and famous than I am. I just call him like I see him. I did want to talk a tiny bit about our trip, because I have my African Focus shirt on, and you two could get one. And we still have a few spaces. I mean, this is the longest we've had spaces. So I think, if you've been on the fence about going, now's the time to sign up, because Once it fills up, and we're not going to keep expanding like we have in the past. We had already had to come to Jesus about that. So we're going to keep it intimate. And so we're going to Zambia, which we were talking about off the air, that I Show Speed. That's one of the places he went when he was hanging over the edge of that waterfall.
Yeah.
That was Zambia.
Yeah. I think that. Do you want to talk about the trip? Or you want to talk about I Show Speed? What you want to?
You can go either way.
Man, I'm just proud of the reverberation of I Show Speed being out in Africa. I'm so surprised how many people have actually been tapped in and actually, the boogeymanism of Africa has, drifted away from some people now. So I think now's the perfect time, y'all, go see some of the spots that I Show Speed went out there to go see. Especially if you're a young black man like myself, like I Show Speed. I think this is a great time to go ahead and go explore and experience, man.
Yeah, I feel like the first wave of people getting unscared of Africa was 2019 when they did the Year of the Return, and a lot of celebrities like Steve Harvey went there. Celebrities that are not going to be roughing it, right?
Yeah.
And so that was wave one. We started our trips in 2016. We were not scared. We've been going since then, and this will be our 8th trip because we had to stop down for COVID. But what I found is that it's getting easier, because when we first went, people were terrified. And then once they visited, they wanted to keep coming back. People come year after year after year on our trips until they run out of money. Then they save up again and they start coming again, because it's not what you think. But I believe you're right that I Show Speed, the YouTube influencer I Show Speed, has, with his joyous, jubilant, and sort of adventurous romp through the motherland, has opened the eyes of a younger generation.
Look, my little inner boy, loved watching I Show Speed in Africa. He's going on adventures every day. You wake up and go on adventure through Africa and go see different tribes and go hit different dances. And on top, like you said too, it's a good representation to the world, what Africa has to offer, but it's also a good representation to Africa that this isn't just a nigga. You know what I'm saying? He's not coming over here cocky and shining on you and you know what I mean? That type of American black man. He's coming over there real.
He's just full of joy.
He's professional. He's polite to the Babas, to the OGs. You know what I'm saying? He respects the culture. I rock with that. I get that.
And I would imagine that having traveled there for you, it's also cool because you've been there. You've been to the motherland twice.
And I get it. I get the differences between us. So I get how it can be very intimidating, and I get how I Show Speed could be in a whole different bubble over there, but he's going over there himself and shining. Now, mind you, it's a production. Let's also understand this is a full production that they're doing for him in every single country, city, state, capital, whatever he goes to.
Right, because he's got 50 million followers and money. Right. But still, it's
the government and, security and everything has to set up and technology tracking. It's a full
But it's
production.
the spirit of what he's doing. I think that is important.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen it, go look. Maybe you'll get inspired to travel with us. I will not be hanging off any waterfalls, nor will I be trying the hardest dance in the world. But we do a lot of fun things. We taste the foods. We go shopping. We go on cultural tours. We do charitable ventures and helping an orphanage or school. We go to the beach. We do learn about the places where we visit. We do the cultural piece. So it's, it is fun. And it's fun and service and learning all rolled into one. So if you want to go, I suggest that you go to africanfocus.org, or you can call 310-676-7300, 310-676-7300, KBLA and African Focus teaming up. We're going to Botswana, which is beautiful. I mean, it's just pristine countryside. We'll get to go on safari, delicious food, and we'll get to go to the city as well in Zambia. So we'll see, urban as well as beautiful countryside and one of the world's 7 wonders in Mosi-oa-Tunya, a.k.a. Victoria Falls.
Good. Go get some life, y'all. Go get some life. And the world is telling you and selling you a whole bunch of death and bad food and what else? And porn. Corn, my bad. I want to get a shadow ban. Corn.
See, Morris says he's afraid his him and his wife wouldn't get back into the country if he goes. He wants to go, but he's afraid. And I think a lot of people are afraid to travel right now.
Yeah.
But we did it last year in the middle of Trumpism. They let me back in. Morris, I think if they let me back in, they let you back in.
I do think, too, that does give us and this gives us another chance to have like a full not debate, but discussion on, if you want to, Dominique, one day, about travel right now, international travel, and as a black person, you know what I mean? Not just Africa, just everywhere right now. And see
yeah, I mean, we see it's threatening the World Cup. People don't want to come here. Could threaten the Olympics. You know, our city council president was talking about that here in LA, and all the money that Los Angeles and the U.S. will lose if the Olympics are canceled or hampered by the fact that people are afraid of this administration. But we also, I'll tell you what I did, and help you to get back in if you want. I mean, I think they didn't even check us. It depends which airport you go through, but I understand the concern. I just think this is not the time to make the world smaller. This is the time to make the world bigger so we have more places to go should we decide to leave.
Right. Also, too, I do get Morrison's point of view, though, because there is that, not to fearmonger, but there is that aspect of being outside of your home, not being in a place that speaks English as much, the airport, the cities, being that tourist when you hop on the ground. So I do get it, but it's something you kind of got to experience and get through, though, Morris.
Well, they do speak English in Botswana and Zambia. So, I mean, it just depends which country you go to. If you're in Senegal, one of my favorites, they're speaking French because that's where the colonizers were from, France, right?
Right.
In South Africa, they speak Afrikaans, which is Botswana and Zambia are right next to South Africa, but they also speak English, and they speak English in those countries, even though the main colonizers in part of that region were also German, so you'll find German and English.
Right.
Trace the colonizers, and you find the language. Then, of course, there's hundreds of tribal languages, which you may or may not know, and there is some use of Swahili in Southern Africa, so you may be able to use your Swahili as well, depending. But something to think about. Expanding our horizons and going somewhere friendly and fun is kind of a great antidote to the current moment in America. All right, it's time for me to shut up and pass the mic. Thank you, Miles, for hanging out and talking, doing whatever we did. Radio show, podcast, all of the above. Tavis Smiley's up next. He's got all that rolled into one and a great, great, great Talking Point Tuesday show for you today. We've got an amazing conversation going on socials, so please hop in. We are at KBLA 1580 on all platforms. I am at Deprima Radio, DIPRIMA, and then radio. I even have my own YouTube channel. Please tap in. You can see my interview with Dick Gregory. You can see me and Tavis and Dr. West going at it back in the day. A lot of good stuff there. It's all at Deprima Radio, DIPRIMA, and then radio. Like my papa, Amiri Baraka, used to say, a man is either free or he is not free. There can be no apprenticeship for freedom. Until next time, one love.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. FBI Director Kash Patel appeared to defend immigration agents involved in the fatal shooting of ICU nurse Alex Preddy.
You do not get to attack law enforcement officials in this country without any repercussions. You do not get to do that in Minnesota, LA, or anywhere else.
Speaking on Fox News, Patel said he trusts trained agents to use deadly force only when absolutely necessary. A Black Maryland hairstylist has been sentenced to 5.5 years suspended after dragging a client by her hair in a viral video. 19-year-old Jayla Cunningham pled guilty and will serve probation and receive mental health treatment.